Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars and welcome to another PlayStation review. Today's review is for Let's Build a Zoo. The gameplay you're seeing is for the PlayStation 5 version, but it is also available on the PlayStation 4. Now what is Let's Build a Zoo? Well, essentially it is a park management simulator. Specifically, it's a zoo park management simulator. So it's pretty much exactly what you would expect from a game like this. It is styled quite nicely. It's got these retro pixel graphics that you'll either love or hate. It depends really what kind of gamer you are. Some people find them a little bit old-fashioned. Some people find them a little bit cute. And it adds to the charm of the game. I'm a little bit on the latter there. I do think it is quite cute, and I'm not usually a big fan of retro pixelated graphics, but I am a fan of like park management sims. I play a lot of them on the channel. I have reviewed a lot of them. So I was quite interested in this one when it came out. Now it was priced at around, I think it was around £21, something like that in the UK, which I do think is a reasonable price for a game of this sort. The reason why I say that is because if you're into like management sims, park management sims, this is the kind of game that you're going to get many, many hours out of. It's not a game that's going to be over quickly. This is a game that will be as rewarding as you want it to be, depending on the time and effort that you put into it. Now you start off at the beginning. You start off with your park. You can kind of choose your avatar. And then you're thrown straight into the park. There's a fairly decent tutorial on display that will kind of explain what you need to do, but it doesn't necessarily hold your hand through the whole process. If you've played these sort of games before, you'll pick it up and understand what to do fairly quickly. To complete new starters to genres like this, you might find it a little bit more difficult to pick up and play. But I personally don't think it's a hard game to learn how to play. So you'll start off with your park. You've got a little bit of space to build in. You've got to kind of build enclosures, and you have to build the right enclosure for the right animal. So early on in the game, you've got like a concrete enclosure, you've got like a grass enclosure, and you've got like a sand enclosure. You can open up new enclosures as you kind of research them as you get in further into the game, but you'll start off with these three enclosures. So for example, when you start getting access to the animals, and early on in this game, you've only got access to things like rabbits and geese and snakes, pigs, so on and so forth, and you have to kind of put them in the right enclosure, because they'll flourish a little bit better in the right enclosure. You've also got to make sure that you add water in there so that they can drink, and make sure that they're fed on a regular basis. And also you can add things in there like balls and trampolines and all sorts of little things to kind of keep them entertained while they're in there, because the visitors that turn up to the park won't like it if the animals are looking either overcrowded or bored or something like that, and it'll kind of hinder the reputation of your park. So you've got to manage every aspect of the park, not just the animals, but everything else as well, because you've got a whole host of kind of shops and other distractions for your park guests that you're going to have to kind of add into the park to kind of boost the income. So you've got your usual vending machines, you've got your slushy machines, hot dog machines, pizza shops, you name it. And some of them are unlocked at the beginning, and some of them you have to research to unlock, so using the research tree. And the research tree kind of generates points on its own. The bigger the park, the more money you earn, the quicker the research points will kind of climb up. And then you can kind of unlock new things to kind of add into the park, whether there be decorations, new enclosures, new shops, new decorations, wind turbines, a whole host of things that you can unlock and add into your park. So you'll start off, as I say, you've got your enclosures, you've got to make sure you're managing everything, you've got to hire the right staff, you've got to make sure you've got janitors, you've got to make sure you've got buses, enough buses coming in to transport the people to the park. You can buy new ones, but you've also got to keep a sharp eye on your finances as well. And as well, on the right hand side, you can see there you've got tasks to complete. If you complete these tasks, you'll get rewarded with usually cash amounts. and things like that. So the more you complete the task, the more you'll increase your reputation and get better money, so on and so forth. So you've got to kind of make sure as well you get the right staff. There's different types of staff that you can employ. And I quite like the way the employment system works in this game. It's not just a case of hire this staff member. It's a case of you've got to kind of put an advertisement out and hire the right staff member, which I thought was quite nice as well. You kind of decide where you're going to advertise, and it all costs money and things like that, and then decide who you're going to employ for your park and all that kind of stuff. So it is one of those park management simulations where you can micromanage every aspect of the park. But if you're not interested in doing that, you can also kind of do the basics and let everything kind of run along in the background until you have to do something about it. It's not one of those that will kind of sabotage your game if you don't do a certain thing, or if you don't hire the right person or something like that. It doesn't massively punish you or anything like that. It does kind of run along, tick along nicely your park, and you will kind of make money. It's not going to kind of really sabotage everything. So if you're not into massively micromanaging every aspect of the park, you don't necessarily have to, and you will still be fairly successful, just not as successful as it can be. Now, in regards to the animals that you add into your park, there's a couple of ways that you can kind of get well, more than a couple of ways, but early on in the game, there are animals that you can rescue that you can add into your park. You're given that option whether you want to rescue certain animals, and it'll cost you money. Or there are other zoos scattered around the world that will trade with you. For example, a zoo might say, right, we want 2 snakes, and if you give us 2 of your snakes, we will give you 3 geese, or we'll give you a hyena, or 2 hyenas, or something like that. So it's up to you, really. So that's one of a couple of the ways that you can kind of grow your animal population in your zoo. There's other ways as well. You can kind of splice genomes and all this kind of stuff. And the one that I got on the PlayStation kind of comes with like the dinosaur pack. I'm not sure what it is. I haven't got that far into the game yet. So there's like a dinosaur element to the game as well. So the more you progress through the game, the more rewarding it becomes, and it's really quite highly addictive. It really does come down to, is this your sort of game? Do you like park management sims? If you do, there's definitely an in-depth game here for you to play. I don't think it's particularly overpriced. It's one of those games you're going to get a lot of hours of pleasure and fun out of. But if it's not something you're particularly interested in, I would definitely wait for a sale, or try a different park management game. There are a lot of them out there. If for example, the pixel graphics put you off and things like that, it's nicely made. There's nothing special particularly about it. It's quite addictive, and it'll take up a lot of your time. But it's one of those games you can kind of chill out with as well, and put your own music on and listen to your own music in the background. There's nothing special in regards to the sound. There's no voice acting, that kind of stuff. So you can listen to podcasts and music while you're playing the game. Personally, I'm enjoying it. I think it's just the ticket if it's the sort of game you're looking for, but it's nothing overly special, which is why I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. So I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you found it useful. I will, of course, be back with more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.